Okay, let us start the interview with the first question I have for you. I want to ask you, what does this student association specifically do, and what are your problems you're addressing to, for example? Like, what do you do? What are your main things you do?
Okay. Du coup,
EDHEC is just a music association, and as part of what they do, they've done several events, and their aim was, for example, to install different styles of music, such as techno. So they really tried to base it on all types of music, for example, rock. So if you take into account, for example, 80s music and 80s rock music, it was very listened to by our parents, so it's very important, and they believe it's important to have it in EDHEC.
Okay.
Ensuite,
They had as an objective to do a festival at the end of the year, so it's happening 1st of May this week, which is Wednesday. It was mostly, they tried to base this festival on music that's chill and falls in the house genre, to try and sort of captivate all the music across EDHEC.
The basic thing you do is organizing events and festivals. So this is all what you do, or you have something different you do?
c'est pas seulement ça.
It's not just, for REC, it's not just about organizing events, but rather making it like the core, making music the core of the association, so that they can sort of spread music throughout the campus that they're present in, the parties that they're present in, like the events they're present in, and the own events that they organize. So they also, as part of their project, they have a radio, and they have radio shows with the presidents of different lists trying to become a BDE in the school. So they had one with the former presidents to try and give some information to new presidents, and then they had another show with the new listing presidents that were competing to be next year's BDE. Yeah.
Enfin, une dernière chose.
Also hold a sort of rap battle, otherwise known as like an open mic, and rappers come especially to campus because they can gain some type of visibility because of how many students there are around.
Yeah. Okay, so to summarize, you're organizing events, you're trying to bring every kind of music to all the people around EDHEC.
Right.
And you also try, like, with your radio show, to be present all over EDHEC, all over the students, and to get to, like, have the ability to bring all genres of music to the people and to spread as much music as possible.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. So that will be your core purpose. My second question will be, what are your association's strengths? What do you think, what makes your association strong, and what makes you be the association that is the best association music-wise?
Je pense que la première raison, c'est comme
So, as you said earlier, like music's a central part of everyone and all students, and especially in student life, it kind of sets the rhythm for everything, such as events that everyone is hosting. So it was inevitable that pretty much music would be such an important thing out of all the associations.
Yeah.
Dans notre école. Mais aussi, si je devais rajouter quelque chose.
So another thing is that most of the people in the association aren't necessarily musical artists, but there's a certain simplicity to everyone that keeps sort of
Qui ont cette passion commune qui est.
that is not you know, they're sort of like driven by the music, and there's less likely to be conflict within the association because of that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I get that. So you're present within EDHEC, and what you do, what your strengths are. You have a big communication, you have a big network, and you try to like be the supplier of music for every kind of event that is going on, for every distributor that needs your music, and you're there.
Yes, I guess.
That's basically it. Okay. Do you think your association has certain weaknesses or certain points where you would say, okay, we have to work on that to build it up further, or to strengthen this point?
Je pense que la faiblesse de REC aujourd'hui, c'est qu'elle est.
A weakness sort of for REC is the fact that at the beginning it didn't really have that much notoriety, and it's probably mainly due because when you first see rec, it's, you know, a radio association, so there's preconceptions about radio that, yeah, it doesn't really interest me. But if you were to know that it was really about music, it would be more interesting to you. So that's sort of like a problem of preconceptions that people will have about the association.
And how do you think you could address like this weakness to the people that your association can prosper from that?
Pour changer ça,
Yeah, so what they've been trying to do about the issue is to sort of organizing these qualitative events that people will actually enjoy, and also they've been considering changing maybe the name, you know, because right now it's Radio EDHEC Campus, so why not Music EDHEC Campus or something like that.
et pourquoi pas le changer en musique EDHEC Campus.
That's a good reason. What do you think, or what are your key goals for the next few years or for the next few months? What do you want to achieve in the future, apart from changing the name and changing the reputation of the association?
So it won't be really up to him to do all these things because they've already had the elections, and it'll be up to a new president next year. But what they have done is like handed down these values onto the next generation of having qualitative events and keeping simplicity, so that rec can continue to grow.
Okay.
Voilà, c'est ce qu'on a essayé de transmettre pour que
Let's come to the strategic part of this interview. I would like to know from you, what are your strategic intents, what are your strategic plans or your strategic decisions that you're focusing every day and every month? So
for manage or...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Du coup, moi, pour ma part,
Core value was just to be real and to have everyone in the association have some responsibility, rather than like a divide between first years and second years, so that like everyone's working towards the goal, you know.
Okay.
J'ai pas voulu créer une
Divide everything into different like departments, but at the core of it is the president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, and then outside of it, extended of that is the different responsible people for different departments such as music, radio, sponsoring, communication, and event department, and all of those responsibles get elected.
Okay.
Et du coup, les premières années qui
So like when the first years come in for the first year of the association, they'll be put in the pool that they wish. And usually, say if you have like a batch of 17 newcomers, you'll have 5 in say communication and like 3 in event or something.
Okay.
Depending on the year.
Okay. Okay. So with this structure, you're trying to work like as a group, and not everyone is working on single steps, like you said before, right?
Ouais,
Yeah, that's actually how it works. So we're all working as a team. So for example, for our upcoming festival, we have the communication departments that's drafted up some ideas, and they get pretty much like approved by the president, vice president, and all them, and then it's up to the rest of the association to decide whether to go on with these ideas or not. So if the entire association can't make the decision, then it's up to the top management of the association, I guess, to make the decision. And even if they can't do it, then it'll be up to him, so the president, to take the decision.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. So this is your like intern structure and your intern strategy, how you're working. Let us look at the outside. Like, how do you appear on the outside? What are your strategic goals to reach in the future? I know that you're not being the president anymore, but what were your strategic decisions you had to take for example, for getting more reach or for having a better reputation or something like that? What did you do?
Ouais, c'est de leur
He said, first of all, you know, just to spread the values that everyone has as a group, and also teaching them about and giving responsibilities to everyone, so that next year they'll be prepared to keep moving, and also to so and therefore also to be strict, to be able to be strict with everyone and serious with everyone at some points, so that they really know what association life is about, but also on the other hand being friendly with everyone so that they understand that they can count on the association sort of as like a group of friends and like a family.
Okay, perfect. Okay, we talked about the structure and your management and your operations. How do you think you can improve? Like, how do you think you can improve in general? Like you said, your weaknesses are, for example, that your reputation is not that the best. So I guess like the thing that you have to do for improving would be like changing your name and everything you said before, right? But do you have any other things that you can improve in this association?
Déjà, je pense
it's hard to do that as an association of EDHEC because it's like a fine line between sort of denaturalizing and completely changing the association and staying yourself. So it's hard to really do that.
Okay. Okay. So the final section of this interview would be talking about the whys. Do you know why this association was started? I know that you're the 7th president now, but maybe you know what the intent was behind that?
Petite anecdote, ma
So, for example, his sister was part of the creating generation of the association, and what they were trying to do is set up sort of a free radio, or like a democratized radio, you could say, I guess, for a place where you could express stuff that wasn't usually heard around campus. Oh, yeah. So it's more like an unconventional radio where you could say stuff that you wouldn't hear in other places of EDHEC, for example.
So you try to differentiate yourself from everything else that was able to hear or to listen to.
Yeah, well, that's what they're creating. A generation.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, perfect. Last question for today. Do you think you could extend like your reach and your kind of reputation of your association outside of EDHEC? Do you think this is an intent that would be nice to consider, or do you think you will stay into EDHEC and that's it?
Ah non, nous, déjà le but.
Yeah, obviously the first thing they try to do and are aiming to do is install themselves amongst EDHEC, but also they do other stuff to kind of communicate with outside, such as posting songs and playlists on their Facebook page, and also if you take into account, for example, their techno event that they organized, there was actually a lot of people that weren't even from EDHEC participating in it, and that's where you see sort of that music gets everyone together.
Yeah, that's true. So that brings us back to the main purpose of the association, being a family and spreading music and all over, right?
Yeah, on social media they have upwards of 2,000 to 3,000 followers or even more, because they've done stuff such as giving away free tickets to certain events, so that gets people interested.
That's it from my side. Thank you very much for your time, for the interview.
Okay.